Discus fish info and care. If nothing but the best appeals to you and you want an aquarium that just oozes personality and visual panache, then the discus is the fish for you. It's regal and is considered to be the pinnacle of freshwater fish keeping. Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the discus. But before I begin, be sure to hit that like button. It lets me know that you're enjoying videos like this. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. We wouldn't want you to miss any of our upcoming videos. The discus is often known as aquarium royalty, and with good reason. However, it's also one of the most challenging fish in the hobby to keep successfully. That should not dissuade you, though. As always, it is the right information that makes the difference, and that is what we have here. Natural habitat. The discus comes from the almost idyllic waters of the Amazon River Basin. To be more specific, it's found in the floodplains of this massive water body and inhabits places with plenty of vegetation. They have a particular preference for fallen trees and branches, and since these areas undergo seasonal flooding, these fishes are accustomed to huge changes in water levels. These sections of the river basin also feature very still waters, and that is why the discus does not like a strong water current. The water is pristine in these parts of the river basin, which is part of the reason why this fish is so demanding in an aquarium setting. Physical description. While any well-maintained aquarium will be the centerpiece of the room they're placed in, a discus aquarium will take things to a whole new level. They are majestic, and their appearance is stunning, even by the most modest of standards. They get their names from their disc-shaped bodies, and they can grow to be up to 10 inches long. However, it's their coloration that truly sets them apart. They come in some of the most intense hues that rival even saltwater fish. The captive bred discus are more colorful, and they can become even more intense when threatened, although this should be avoided as it's not great for their long-term health. Ideal tank setup. Getting the tank setup right is a big part of keeping this fish successfully. The first consideration is size. They can grow to be pretty large, which is why you need a tank that's at least 50 gallons, if not more. Replicating their natural habitat is also an important requirement. A planted tank with a soft substrate is the ideal way to go. Also, add plenty of driftwood that is aligned vertically so that it can act as a substitute for fallen trees and branches found in the natural habitat. Water parameters. This is the most important component of keeping discus successfully in a home aquarium. The water has to be of pristine quality. Even though they belong to the Kitschilde family, they need soft and slightly acidic water. The pH should be between 6 and 7, and the temperature should be between 82 degrees Fahrenheit and 88 degrees Fahrenheit, or 28 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius. This is a narrow range, and is higher than what most fish prefer, which is another challenge of keeping discus. The water flow should be very gentle, but the filtration system has to be efficient. Peat filtration is preferred as it not only keeps the water crystal clear, but also keeps the pH and hardness in check. The one aspect of maintenance that you cannot compromise at all is on the stability of the water parameters. These fish are extremely unforgiving when it comes to fluctuations in water parameters. Take extra care to ensure that everything is as stable as possible. The tank should be a mature tank, and every discus should be properly acclimatized before being introduced to the tank. Diet. Discus are omnivores and prefer food rich in plant matter. They will also forage on the aquarium floor for detritus. Feed them the best quality fish food you can find. Fish food specifically meant for discus is a great option. Check out the description section for more info. As an occasional treat, you can feed them live or frozen food. Beef heart in moderation is also a viable option. They should be fed small amounts of food twice or thrice a day, and overfeeding should be avoided at all costs, as the water quality will be affected, which can be fatal. Behavior and tank mates. Unlike most Kitschildes, the discus is pretty shy by nature and generally docile. However, it does occasionally exhibit some Cachilde-like characteristics. They will show some aggressiveness against each other, especially when pairing up. But this isn't usually a major problem as long as there's enough space and a correct ratio of males and females is maintained, which is 1 male for every 2 females. They should be kept in a group of at least 6 individuals. The discus can be kept with other fish, but care must be taken to properly vet them to ensure that they are not carrying any disease. Great tank mates for the discus include neon tetras, cardinal tetras, rumi nose tetra, emperor tetra, and dwarf cachildes. These fish, however, have to be acclimatized to the higher temperatures that discus require before being added to the tank. Breeding. One of the most rewarding aspects of keeping discus is watching them breed. Like most cachildes, discus are generally great parents. The water parameters have to be maintained fastidiously. These fish will pair up after a few weeks. Breeding in a separate tank is highly recommended. Add a pair and feed them a high-protein diet to induce spawning. Inexperienced fish will eat the eggs the first few times they breed. Using a breeding cone can somewhat mitigate this. Once the female lays the eggs, it's advisable to separate her as she is prone to cannibalizing the eggs and the fry. Once the eggs hatch, the parents will produce a thick slime coating on their body, which the fry will feed on. Diseases. One of the major challenges associated with discus is keeping them disease-free. They can be afflicted by a wide plethora of diseases such as fin rot, ick, cotton mouth disease, dropsy, tuberculosis, hole-in-the-head disease, parasites, and the list goes on. All these diseases can be avoided by following a few good practices. The first is to properly screen any new additions to the tank. A proper quarantine in a separate hospital tank should be used for this. The second is to follow the maintenance schedule perfectly. The water parameters and, more importantly, their stability should not be compromised. Despite this, if there is an outbreak, treat it immediately and seek professional help if your efforts don't work. To sum it up, the discus is a crowning jewel of the fish-keeping hobby. It's a challenging fish to keep, but it's also incredibly rewarding, which makes it well worth the effort needed. If you're someone who has a decent amount of experience in the aquarium hobby and you want to keep an aquarium to rule all aquariums, then this is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.